you know there's certain questions that beginners ask me all the time in the ATM business? Stay to the end of the video and I will show you what those questions are. Hi, I'm Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind group page, and we help hundreds of aspiring ATM business owners go from 0 ATMs to ATM Business Pro in as little as 30 days. Always remember, here at PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind group page, we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Without further ado, the top 5 questions that beginners ask me all the time when they get into the ATM business. All right, this one happens all the time. Question number 1, this is the big one, is delivery time. People ask, well, Phil, I ordered ATM from you. How long is it going to take me to get to my location? How long should I take and tell the store owner it's going to take? I don't really know. I told them a few days. Did I do something wrong? What's the answer? So this is our stock answer. Please take note of this. What we always tell all of our students and all of our customers is 10 days. Now, if I'm dealing with a store owner, I always tell them, hey, we signed a location agreement. When can I get my ATM? You know, it's going to be about 10 days. Now, I know I got to check on our schedule. We got different deliveries. We got different installations. And we're working on a bunch of schedules. For the most part, 10 days always works. We usually get it in within 5, but I always tell the customer 10 days. Now, I have those ATMs usually in our warehouse, unless there's a shipping issue. But for the most part, I have those. Now, for you guys who are ordering ATM, you don't have an ATM, you know what? 10 days is a good time. Still, you can go 10 to about 14 business days. Always go business days, because by the time you tell that you signed the SLA, you talk to us if you're ordering from us, you give us the paperwork, we'll program your ATM, we'll ship it out to you. And you know what? Except for maybe to California, we can get it there within about 5 to 7 business days. That'll give you 3 days to install the ATM. So that'll give you plenty of time. But also what we also do is we'll give you the shipping information, so you can, if things are running a little slow, you can always let your customer know, hey, I'm going to get the ATM Monday and I can install it on Wednesday. Does that work for you? But generally speaking, 10 days is a good rule of thumb, and always remember it's 10 business days. Point number 2, wireless or not. Phil, I don't really understand, what is wireless? Is that signal wireless? Well, in the ATM business, what we talk about as wireless is really cellular. So what we do is we put a cellular device in your ATM, and then it communicates out to the cellular networks. Now, it doesn't communicate over the person's or the store owner's internet. That if you're going to do that, we call that TCP/IP, and you can hook a wire from the ATM into the person's router or their switch, and then you don't have to pay for wireless devices. Now, we have chosen as a company, we've been putting in all wireless devices or cellular devices in all our ATMs, because over the years, we've gotten things like, hey, the store internet goes down and we get a call, our ATM doesn't work. We go out to the location, we realize, you know what? It's really the store's internet that's down, not our ATM. We wasted time going out there. Then we go there and they say, oh yeah, our internet is down. And then we wasted a trip. So I don't do that anymore. We just put it on a cellular device, eliminate the store. But it's also a good way that, you know, your ATM could be, if they have credit cards, their credit card machine goes down, now your ATM is up and running, and you're constantly making extra money during the time when the cable's down or the internet's down. So if you're interested in starting your own ATM business but have 0 business experience, stay to the end of the video and I will show you our checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start a profitable ATM business so you can earn a passive income source for your family. You'll earn between $250 and $1,500 of passive income every single month, so you can have a roadmap towards ATM business success. All right, let's get back to the video. Point number 3, an ATM sign. Now, most of the time, a lot of people I see, they put an ATM in the locations, they don't ask for a sign. You know what? A sign, depending on where you're going to go or how you're going to get it, or what the level of quality of the ATM sign, you're looking at anywhere from probably $35 to as much as $100, depending on the kind of ATM sign. If you want to get a real fancy neon sign, that's going to be a little bit more. You don't necessarily have to get that kind of sign, but just put a sign is a good way to attract business into your location, especially if it's a new location, a new liquor store, a new convenience store. You want a nice flashing neon sign or something that says ATM cashier to draw the people in off the street, to let them know that you have an ATM in store. It's really your only advertising that you're going to be doing in that location, but it does add incremental revenue to your ATM. Point number 4, hey, Phil, I'm getting the ATM. I don't know what to put in. Do I put $500 in? Do I put $1,000? How much should I put in the ATM? I really don't know. For us, a good rule of thumb is always $2,000 to $4,000. Let's just go for this example, $3,000. It gives us usually enough time. Keep in mind, it takes about 90 days for people to recognize, hey, the ATM's here, for traffic patterns. Maybe some people come to the store once a week, maybe they come once every 2 weeks, maybe it's only once a month. They got to see the ATM and then realize, oh yeah, you know what, I can get cash here. I don't have to bring cash. And if it's a convenience store, they walk in, they get some booze or they get cigarettes or they're getting something at the convenience store, maybe some milk, you know what, and then realize, oh, you know what, here's an ATM, I can get some money for this weekend or for today in today's event. And point number 5, this is a big one for us. This is always a deal breaker, is should I bolt down the ATM? Should I not bolt down the ATM? Phil, I'm a little uncomfortable having a conversation with the owner. I'm excited about putting the ATM in. When I mentioned bolting it down, they gave me one of these faces. You know what? I didn't like that. I want to push back. It's okay. I'm not going to bolt it down. To me, deal breaker. I got $2,500 in the cost of ATM. I got thousands of dollars in the ATM. We're looking at somewhere between $5,000 and $8,000 of my hard-earned money. No way, no how. I know that ATMs grow legs when they're not bolted down. And so what I do is we always bolt them down. But that's a decision you guys will have to make. And you know what? I strongly recommend that you do bolt it down. We even have clients, you know what? We help them install their ATMs. We'll even bolt it down for them. They're like, nah, I talked to the owner. They don't want to bolt it down. Well, that's good. And I always say, hey, it's your ATM, your money. Yeah, I'm okay with that, Phil. Okay, great. But you'll have to make that decision. Again, I highly recommend you do bolt it down. It really takes you maybe about 20 minutes to drill the holes in concrete, or if it's wood, come up from the basement, secure that puppy down, and that way, you know, you can sleep a lot easier at night, knowing that a couple guys didn't muscle your ATM out the door, throw it on a bus, and drive it down the street. So please bolt down your ATM, but that's a decision that you have to make. And people ask us all the time, do I do it? Absolutely. So if you're interested in starting your own ATM business, I want to invite you to our free checklist entitled ATM Business Passive Income Checklist, the 5 things you need to know to start a profitable ATM business so you can start earning passive income, make more money, and spend more time with your family. If you're interested, click the link down below and start your ATM journey today. Again, this is Phil from PDQ Merchant Enterprises and the ATM Mastermind group page, where we buy your freedom back one transaction at a time. Thank you guys very much for making us #1 on YouTube. And you know what? We're also on Rumble, so check us out on Rumble if you're on that platform. Thank you very much.